Thank you for joining us for this week's tutorial on birth and baptismal records. Once you're on our homepage at ancestryireland.com, click on Search for Irish Ancestors, which will take you to our databases containing over 2 million birth, marriage and death records. Next, click on Irish birth and baptismal records. The Ulster Historical Foundation holds almost 900,000 birth and baptismal records for counties Antrim and Down. Our earliest baptismal records are from Blair's Church of Ireland in Lisbon from 1661. Our most recent are Roman Catholic baptismal records for the city of Belfast, which go up to 1930. We are always adding new records to our database. As well as baptismal records, we have a large collection of birth records for Belfast from the start of civil registration in 1864. One important note regarding baptisms is that the mother's name is often not recorded in the baptismal register. For example, if we were looking for the baptism of a William Gordon, son of William and Catherine Gordon, in the 1730s, we would find no results. However, if we were to remove the mother's name, we would then find a result. As you can see, there is now a baptismal record for William Gordon from 1739, and if we click View, only at this point will you be charged credits, we can see that William was baptised on the 13th of August 1739 in Blair's Church of Ireland, and his father was William Gordon. Returning to other baptismal records of a William Gordon, we find that the 1765 entry, which is from Down Church of Ireland, states that the parents are William Gordon and Elizabeth. No surname for the mother is given. Whereas the 1812 entry, which is from St Anne's Church of Ireland in Belfast, records the parents as William and Mary Gordon. Mary's maiden name is not recorded. It was quite common, particularly in the earlier baptismal records, to record either the mother's first name or no name at all, which makes the searching more difficult. We sometimes find that some of the children's baptismal records will contain the mother's names, whereas others won't. So it is worth examining the database for all records relating to the family rather than just that of your direct ancestor, as these additional records may contain more information. As a final example relating to a William Gordon, we find this baptismal record from 1874 from St Patrick's Roman Catholic Church in Belfast. As you can see, this contains the full names of both the father and the mother, as well as an additional note which states that the father belonged to the Church of Ireland. One useful tip regarding Roman Catholic baptismal records is that often you can receive two records for the price of one. If someone was to marry outside their parish, they needed to show evidence that they had already been baptised, and so their home church was contacted, which led to the details of their marriage being entered beside their baptismal record. For example, if we search for the baptism of Brian Rogan, when we view the full record, we find the details of his baptism at St Joseph's Roman Catholic Church in Belfast in 1897. And also a note that he married Lily Cohen in 1930 in Glasgow, Scotland. We would always recommend that you examine both the baptismal record and the birth record if you are searching for ancestors after civil registration began in 1864. This is because slightly different information can be recorded on each. For example, the birth record contains the full address and the father's occupation. The baptismal record may not record these details. The baptismal record names the sponsors at Roman Catholic baptisms, and these are often siblings of the mother or father. Finally, sometimes we find a child who was baptised before they were born. If we look for the birth and baptismal records of Catherine McCafferty, daughter of James McCafferty and Mary Tracy, we find both her baptismal record and her birth record. Her birth record states that she was born on the 27th of January 1895, and her birth was registered by her mother Mary McCafferty on the 7th of February 1895. However, when we look at her baptismal record, we find that this states she was born on the 27th of December 1894 and baptised on the 30th of December 1894. Roman Catholic children were usually baptised on the day of birth or within a few days of birth, due to the Church's belief in unbaptised children. It should also be noted that births were to be registered within 4 weeks or the family would be fined. It would seem that perhaps the family did not get around to registering their baby until the 7th of February 1895 when the child was 6 weeks old, so to avoid the fine they simply changed the date of birth. We find this happened more often than people think, and would therefore suggest that in this case the date of birth listed on the baptismal record is the more accurate. This shows us why even some official records may not tell the whole story. There are always reasons why people may not have stated the true facts to the authorities. Thanks for watching our tutorial. Check our website for more information on using our online databases.